You can't outwork a bad diet. You can't out-supplement it. You can't out-medicate it. Unfortunately, it's the pinnacle.
So, I mean, if you just have good sleep hygiene, if you're trying to eliminate as much blue light as you can, don't eat within a couple of hours of going to bed. Try to have some sort of a circadian rhythm, a system that you can just keep consistent, even on the weekend. Well, and when you say stressed out, not sleeping enough, guess what that leads to? More stress.
And then inflammation.
And then inflammation, and then new symptoms, and then no more sleep. It's a vicious cycle, like I said.
Yeah, and these are some of the most basic, primitive things that there's no cost, man. Take your shoes off, put your feet in the grass, and you'll be surprised just with a little bit of sunshine and feet in the grass and just like a 10 minutes of just shut up and take it in.
Yep.
Placement's right. Come on, dog. Get down. So I think today, what I want to discuss with people is just doing this. Like, what do you guys do? What are the things you would recommend? They kind of change. So I figure, like, why not today? Let's just talk about our current top 5. Hint, I'm doing one of them currently during this video. So this would be one of my top 5. Yeah. Kind of 2. I'm kind of doing 2 at the same time.
I'm already doing 2. Yep.
Yeah, that would be a
I know what you're talking about.
Physical activity is going to be my number 1.
All right, you want to do 1, 1, 2, 2?
All right, like more. So physical activity is my number 1. My physical activity changes. So when I was young, I was a bodybuilder competitively, and then I've always loved lifting weights, so that's always kind of been my main thing. But currently, weightlifting is kind of in the back burner. You saw me today. I had 30-pound dumbbells, like doing, presses and curls and just very lightweight. But still getting some of that resistance training in, and then we're doing a lot more of the isometric training with, pairing with the sauna and things like that. So really working on stability muscles, again, with the twitchy stuff going on, trying not to overexert my muscles to the point that I'm putting that on fire even more from tearing them down.
Right.
So I've really changed it, but man, for my mental health, I have to keep physical. So that's sitting on my number 1.
All right, that's a solid number 1. For my number 1, it's easy. He knows what I'm going to say, but it is absolutely the top most critical thing that I do. If I take that away, everything else falls to the ground, and that's my diet. I do the carnivore diet. I was introduced to it, very skeptical about it whenever I first heard about it, but I decided to give it a try, and it was the most powerful thing I ever did for my inflammation. At one point I was on a whole slew of pharmaceutical medications that were causing all kinds of side effects, all kinds of, and it really weren't even working that great, if you want me to be honest with you. Since going carnivore, what it does is it keeps my inflammation on the inside of my body, which is completely systemic. It's not just like my elbow hurts or my knee or whatever. It is head to toe, and it includes mental. It gives me brain fog. It causes fatigue. It causes bad mood. It causes you to sleep terrible. It's a vicious cycle, and you will see me fall to a very low place if that comes out, if that goes away. And so for me, the number 1 staple that I've been doing for over 5 years now is carnivore diet. And the main reason why I'm not going to go over and over and over. We'll give it more in-depth speak on this at some point. But what it does is...
He loves to talk about some shit. It's like, stop. Right. This is not a carnivore diet. This is a top 5.
I know. This is my top. I won't take this on all of them. But what I have to say is this. It is the ultimate elimination diet. It gets rid of all toxins that you may not even know are toxins from the most sources possible. And it gives you protein. It gives you good fats. It gives your body the chance to heal and function the way it was designed. And if you know anybody that's dealing with inflammation of any degree, look into it, read up on it, give it 30 days before you say it's terrible. That's all I'll say on that.
Yeah, we've got protocols. We've got ways to do it. We've got super restrictive versions.
Yes, there's a whole little cascade. There's a huge version of carnivore, and there's a very restrictive version. Different strokes for different folks. Some people can handle more than others.
Yeah, we'll probably do 20 videos on it. He'll probably talk for 500 hours about carnivore. So you get plenty of carnivore action. So number 1 for Jason. That might be 1 through 5. He might be done. I'll finish I'll go 2 through 5 now. diet is key, and I won't go into it. And I am experimenting with carnivore, so I'm going to go ahead and scratch off my list. That is top. That you can't. I said it this morning. You can't outwork a bad diet. You can't out supplement it. You can't out medicate it. You can't. Unfortunately, and fortunately, it's the pinnacle. So it has to be on my list. So we'll just call that number 2. Check. I'll go to 3. They let you eat it. The third thing for me is kind of a combo product, and I do both in my bed and also getting outside, because something about being outside is fantastic. But grounding. So I don't stand on the concrete. When I come out here, I immediately take my shoes off. When I'm playing with my daughter, my shoes are off. I immediately get my feet in the grass. If I'm taking phone calls, if we're, like shooting this video, I just come out here, I take my shoes off, and I just ground.
Yep.
And then just take in everything environmental that I possibly can, as long as they're not spraying yards around here for weeds. And then get sun. I mean, just let the sun fuel my body.
Natural sunlight. Yep.
And ground. And there's a lot of studies, and I know there's a lot of controversy around grounding. Again, we are back to basics, back to health. These are some of the most basic, primitive things that there's no cost, man. Take your shoes off. It's cheaper than owning shoes. Just take your shoes off. My beautiful painted toes for my daughter. Take your shoes off, put your feet in the grass, and you'll be surprised just with a little bit of sunshine and feet in the grass, and just like 10 minutes of just shut up and take it in.
Yep.
Will do for you.
And I mean, I feel like when people go on vacation, they go down and they go to the beach, and maybe it's not what they normally, it just feels magical when you're on vacation. I think some of it is that they get out and they get grounding and they get some sunlight, and that, if they do that at home, they'd get a lot of benefit, but some people don't. They only do it when they go down to Florida and go to the beach or whatever. So
that or the margarita machine, but for us, that doesn't work. So it's definitely got to be the grounding. So, right. You're up. What do you have?
So my number 2, I'm just going in order of importance for me. I'm not going for anything flashy here. So the second one, and I used to take it for granted, and then I couldn't do it even if I wanted to, is sleep. You do want to be getting as good sleep as you can. Oura Rings really, it gives you a lot of good data on it, not just the quantity but the quality.
And there's a lot of devices out there. There's the Whoop. There's other Oura.
Oh, there's a million. Watches. There's all kinds of stuff you can do, and it doesn't even require this. I mean, if you just have good sleep hygiene, if you're trying to eliminate as much blue light as you can the hour before you're going to bed, don't eat within a couple of hours of going to bed. Make sure the room temperature's lower, the lights are down. There's a lot of things you can do, and then one of the other things is just try to have some sort of a circadian rhythm. If you're going to bed at 9 o'clock tonight and then staying up till 2 a.m. the next day, and then it's back to 8 o'clock, there's no way your body doesn't know when it's supposed to even be asleep, and so it's gonna be a struggle. So try to have some sort of a system that you can just keep consistent, even on the weekend. Now things are gonna happen. You're gonna have events to go to. You're gonna have to modify that and catch up at some point. But for the most part, if you can get quality sleep in there, I promise you will be a whole different person, every day when you got plenty of good sleep.
All right, sleep's there. I definitely have to put sleep on my list too, which might have been janky because I got a 5-week-old,
right?
And then before I was stressed out, so I wasn't sleeping enough. That one definitely got me. Paired with stress, not like sleeping long enough to actually.
Well, and when you say stressed out, not sleeping enough, guess what that leads to? More stress.
And then inflammation.
And then inflammation. And then new symptoms. And then no more sleep. It's a vicious cycle, like I said. Yeah.
And I took it right into childbirth, so there was no reprieve. And I'll tell you something we did this week. And happy to say it and fortunate that we can do it is, a lot of discussions with my wife, tearful discussions, is we just brought in a night nanny starting last night because my sleep has been so jacked. Then go figure, the 2 nights so far, he's slept through the whole freaking night.
That's the way it
just
works.
to mock me. But, very, very important. So much so that I told my wife, I was like, I sacrificed on the first kid. I was young enough. My body could take it. Right now I'm breaking down, so I can't take it. So we got to figure something out at least 4 or 5 nights a week. And so we'll do it for a month or 2 months or whatever it is while I'm fixing some things.
Right.
So sleep is definitely on my list. How many have we done? Is that 4 for me?
It's 4 for you. I think I'm on 3.
Yeah, you're on 3.
3 for me is one motto that I've been raised on that I've tried to live by for the most part. Sometimes I got a little bit out of whack, but it's work hard, play hard. you do have to play. You do have to enjoy. You got to have some enjoyment in life. I mean, working hard is key, and you need to do that. But you also need to, if you hit a quota or you hit a milestone or whatever it may be, you need to carve that out. For me, some things that I do that helps, I swear it lowers stress levels, cortisol, but it also keeps me active. As like I said, I like to play chess every once in a while. Some things that I like to do that don't feel like work, but kind of are on my body. I like to play basketball with the kids. I like to play pickleball. I like to play, I'm not big on VR. I've got some boys that love it. Every time I try to play it, it makes me nauseous from motion sickness. But Beat Saber, where you're just chopping up to the music, there's something about the hand-eye coordination. It after I do it, my brain's like awake. I don't know how to explain it, but and I also, my heart rate gets up. I break a sweat every time I do it. The Aura Ring thinks it'll send a notification. Hey, did you just do a swimming session? I'm like,
your ass is getting way too into it.
Exactly, but I mean, like, hey, I don't half-ass anything. So when I do it, I do it all the way up.
Did you go swimming? Let's record that. Let's record you swimming.
Anyway, that's just one of the things. If I don't do that and I just work all day, then it doesn't work out.
Which I've done. It's miserable.
Yeah,
miserable. You get miserable.
Exactly.
Your schedule gets so beat up, you don't even know how to have a social life because you're like, I need this time to either sleep or snuggle with my family and go to bed.
Yep.
And that's a terrible place to be.
Yeah, before you know it, a whole month, a whole year's going by.
3 years. Yeah.
You had no time. I mean, none of that. And I promise you, you're building up a deficit there if you do that.
It doesn't like happen and then you sleep it off and it went away.
No.
You're like stacking your positives and your negatives and your body's keeping track.
Oh yeah.
It's really what it feels like.
And then eventually,
yeah,
it blows through something, right?
Yeah. So something I've come back to and realize is taking the me time. And when I say me time, it's a combination of friend time, family time, uninterrupted, clearing my schedule. I let my schedule get so out of hand that affect my well-being. And so there's plenty of studies out there that, dictate lifespan by social circle, like who you're around, who you're spending your time with, how you energize each other, how do you make each other feel. And that may be a real small subset of people, which for me it is, because there are a lot of people that are leeches on my well-being. They want advice, or they want, they want to talk shop, or they want to talk investment this, or they want to do, like everything's very take versus let's just chill out and bingo. And before it was like, hey, let's go have a drink. So let's go do this. Let's go do that. Which I don't do anymore. You can still go have a good time. We just kind of wrap it around something that's more productive. I do still have some bad habits. I'll smoke a cigar here and there, but again, I'm going to live. And so I'm going to find my path to where, hey, how can I be super, super healthy and still do, for somebody, it might be a glass of wine. They freaking love it. Well, can you balance your inflammation and have a glass of wine? All right, you'll figure it out. But if that glass of wine is in a social circle with 10 people that you love and they enrich your life, and you leave and that glass of wine to comparison to what you probably,
when you gained 10 and lost 1,
you probably came out really okay.
Yeah.
Now that's not a ticket to go there and just get smashed like our wind down Wednesdays in college. That was a great social circle, but we got effed.
Well, we were 22, so I mean, we didn't handle it.
We get up and go work out the next morning. Right. That doesn't work today at all. I mean, zero. It's straight poison. But I just say that to like, those interactions are really key. And again, it goes back to like the rigid thing. If you look at it on the surface, alcohol is bad for you. Okay. It's carcinogenic. So on and so forth. But if you have that glass of wine and that puts you in a social circle that just does all this beautiful stuff for your life, go have a glass of wine a week.
Yep. I agree. 100%. It's not, you got to think of it as a bucket. You're accumulating, how many of those bad things are you doing? How many are going in the bucket? How many good things are you putting in there? And if it's one drop of a bad thing and a gallon of great, it's not going to do anything. It's going to get washed up away. So
there's my 5.
Okay. Oh, I guess let me do my last.
So you got 2 up.
All right.
Don't do an episode on each one. List out.
All right. I think I got it. So the fourth one that's been monumental for me that I didn't even know what it was for 30 years of my life, and then I sucked at it for several years when I first started trying to do it, was the mindfulness, the meditation thing. I have a certain way that I do it now that's really, really effective, but there's a certain posture that you want to be sitting up. You don't want to be slouched over or laying down where you're going to fall asleep. You want to be alert. You're not taking a nap. That's not the same thing. You're very alert during this. You're going to control your breathing, and you're going to focus on that. And by doing that, you just kind of you just get to escape a little bit from all of this. And it's just calm and it's peaceful, and you just get to reset, and then you can focus on what do I really want to get done today? What kind of person am I going to do today? What am I going to do that's in alignment with the goals that I need for today that'll make me hit my weekly, monthly, and yearly goals? And when you start doing that, especially even if it's only for 5 minutes, it doesn't have to be a long thing. 5 minutes, I promise you start doing that, and you start doing it consistently. That's the key. You start doing it consistently. You will get better at it. You will start to see the power of it, and you'll start to see things happen. I mean, a lot of these things that you're just thinking about will just come into real life. I mean, I can't tell you how many examples I've had of it, including changing my health. So that one's number 4. Number 5, he just touched on it. Anybody who knows me knows that I do like to jack my jaw. I can talk to a brick wall until the sun goes down.
And volume 10 too. But it's not like volume 3. It's like volume 10 at the wall. My brother's not answering back.
It's just who I am. I mean, I can't turn it off. I'm not going to try. It's my authentic self. If you don't like it, But for me, I've noticed this. When I took a step back from working full time for the first time in 16 years last year, for the first few weeks, it was like, I guess it was the taste of retirement-ish thing, I don't know. I wasn't calling it that, but that's kind of what it was, because I wasn't working full-time, and I was kind of lost for the first few weeks. And the number one thing that impacted me at a big level was I just wasn't having the conversations. I wasn't being near as social, and I swear it was like depressing or something. At the end of the day, instead of having more energy from being able to just rest all day or do whatever I wanted all day, at the end of the day, I'm tired, and I don't even want to have a conversation. My wife would go and be like, "What'd you do?" I'd be like, "Oh, I did this, and this," and then like that was it, And then I'd notice I'd go to work one day, talk for 10 hours straight the whole time I'm there, come back home that day after I should be exhausted, and I'm just a chatterbox. I'm sitting here, bam, 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 talking, and it took me a few months to really put those two together. But there is a power in community, and especially when it's a strong social group that you really you look up to the people that you surround yourself by. They're pulling you up to a better place. There's a link to that. I swear it's linked to longevity. It's linked to good health.
Yeah, there's plenty of studies to support.
Yeah, your social health is very, very important to your overall health. Yeah. Do not neglect that. I promise.
Cancel the bad players, keep the good ones, embrace them, spend time with them.
Yep.
So those are top 5 on both sides. I think that's a good today.
By the way, that also includes petting your dog. It's proven to increase oxytocin. It's a hormone in your body. It's the very happy hormone in your body. And just doing this to your dog raises that for free. Don't have to pay a dime. So there you go. There's your hack.
Nothing to swallow. Yeah. Yeah, it's a funny story on these dogs. We got each other's sisters. So this is Adrian here, which is our dog. You recognize your name. That's good. And then they've got Luna, which is her sister.
Yep. She's about 30 pounds heavier than
this little girl. Yep. Eating the extra Carnivore Plus diet. The Carnivore Plus. So that's today's vlog. I hope you guys find something useful in there. Share your stuff. Join the community. Share your top 5 in the community. We'd love to hear it. Love great ideas. We rotate things in and out. There's probably really a top 15, but I wanted to limit to 5 on knowing.
Yeah.
And Jason would be on topic number 1 still if he was here by himself. So that's...
We'll have a whole video on topic number 1, I promise you. We'll have several.
So, top 5. Guys, go grab something. Hope you took something away. Join the community. Excited to have you. Glad you've taken the time to listen to us. So, more coming your way.
Thank you, guys.